What if the evidence wasn't just a story? What if there were photos, witnesses, investigators who went looking for answers and found something worse? India. 3 locations. 3 documented encounters with something that shouldn't exist. Baytakhol Road, Goa. Drivers see her on the same stretch every time. A young woman, standing alone at night. They slow down to help. She locks eyes with them, then vanishes midair. This has caused accidents. Multiple witnesses. Same description. Same spot. Kuldhara village, Rajasthan. Abandoned for over 170 years. Cursed, they say. Paranormal investigators entered with equipment. They recorded voices. Shadows moving where nothing stood. Footage they can't explain. Kosi River, Bihar. A group takes a night photo by the water. Later, they see her in the frame. A woman none of them remember being there. Then the sound started. Then the sightings. 3 cases. Eyewitness testimony. Photographic evidence. Recorded phenomena. This isn't folklore passed down through generations. These are events from the last decade. People with cameras. Investigators with equipment. Witnesses who went public. Tonight, we're examining 3 paranormal encounters in India where the evidence exists and no one can explain it away. Watch closely, because when the proof is undeniable, denial becomes impossible. On a lonely stretch between Baytakhol, the road linking Diwali and Borum in Goa, drivers recount an eerie phenomenon that has become local legend. For decades, people traveling this isolated road at night have reported seeing a female figure suddenly appear in the middle of the pavement. According to these accounts, she stands silently at first, sometimes screaming or crying, her voice chilling the still air as vehicles approach. When drivers slow down or look back, she is gone, leaving only empty asphalt and a sudden spike of fear. The stories are consistent across multiple reports. Travelers describe the apparition as a young woman dressed in light clothing, her presence unexpected and jarring in the otherwise dark, quiet surroundings. Some drivers claim that the moment they witness her disappearance or glance away, they lose control of their vehicle, leading to near crashes or abrupt swerving. These incidents have given the road a reputation for danger well beyond what might be expected from its winding bends. Locals and ghost story enthusiasts link the sightings to tragic events in the area's past. Though there is no confirmed historical accident officially tied to the lore, the repetition of sightings and the apparent pattern of driver reactions have entrenched the ghostly tale in Baytakhol's reputation. Nighttime travelers, rickshaw drivers, and cabbies alike warn others to keep moving, to avoid slowing down, especially if something seems out of place in the glare of headlights. Whether these experiences arise from psychological stress, optical illusion from high-contrast lighting, or something unexplained beyond ordinary perception, the Baytakhol ghost story persists. For many who have driven this route after dark, the memory of that unexplained figure lingers long after the road recedes behind them. The haunted reputation of the Baytakhol Road between Diwali and Borum in Goa has persisted for generations, and the stories are more than isolated whispers. Local publications and travel guides note that this road has become infamous for a series of bizarre incidents and unexplained driver experiences after dark. Drivers report seeing a female figure standing suddenly in the middle of the road, often screaming or crying just as a vehicle approaches. When they glance away and then back again, she has vanished entirely, leaving nothing but empty asphalt. These accounts are consistent across multiple independent sources. Many drivers claim that the sudden appearance and disappearance of this figure causes them to lose control of their vehicle, leading to near crashes or sudden swerving. Some locals directly associate the eerie sightings with the unusually high number of accidents on this stretch of road at night. One persistent element in the folklore is the sound associated with the apparition. Rather than a quiet presence, many travelers speak of piercing screams or distressing cries emanating from the figure, amplifying the shock and fear experienced by witnesses. Whether this is a psychological response to the unexpected sighting or something unexplained remains debated. Despite repeated reports from locals, travelers, and guides, there is no official police documentation confirming paranormal activity. Authorities attribute many accidents to poor lighting, road curves, and nighttime hazards typical of rural highways. But for residents familiar with Baytakhol's legends, there is a clear pattern: sightings, screams, and disappearances that defy simple explanations. Bikers, truck drivers, and late-night commuters still share stories of passing the spot and feeling a sudden chill as headlights catch something unexpected, only for it to vanish when they blink. Whether rooted in psychology, optical illusion, or something beyond explanation. Farther north, in the sands of Rajasthan, India, lies the abandoned village of Kuldhara, a settlement once home to Paliwal Brahmins. In the early 19th century, the entire population left overnight, abandoning homes, wells, and livestock without explanation. What remained were empty streets, crumbling walls, and the echoes of a community that vanished in a single night. Over time, Kuldhara became infamous, not just for its mass abandonment, but for the chilling experiences reported by paranormal investigators, travelers, and locals who visit after dark. Witnesses describe shadows moving between the ruins, independent of natural light sources or wind. These shapes appear at the edges of vision, darting between doorways or standing motionless in courtyards where houses once stood. More unsettling are the voices and whispers. Visitors attuned to silence tell of faint conversations carried on the night wind, too articulate to be natural gusts, too indistinct to be clearly understood. Some claim to hear footsteps on broken stone paths where no one walks. Nighttime explorers often say they feel watched, as though unseen eyes track their every movement through the shattered walls and narrow alleys. Historians note that Kuldhara's curse became part of its identity soon after its desertion. According to local tradition, the villagers placed an oath that anyone who tries to resettle the land would suffer misfortune. Projects to revive the site repeatedly stalled, and workers on restoration teams report strange disturbances, tools misplaced, sudden cold patches, and equipment failing without clear cause. Paranormal research groups who have conducted night surveys in Kuldhara often record unusual electromagnetic readings and unexplained anomalies on audio equipment. While skeptics attribute these to geological features or natural echoing effects in the stone ruins, the consistency of overnight shadow sightings and recurring voices leaves many investigators unsettled. Kuldhara, near Jaisalmer, Rajasthan, was abandoned in the early 19th century. According to legend, the Paliwal Brahmins who lived there placed a curse. Anyone attempting to resettle would face misfortune. Today, the village remains empty, and visitors report unexplained phenomena after dark. Travelers describe shadows moving among ruins, footsteps echoing on deserted streets, and whispers in languages no one speaks. Some report sudden chills, oppressive heaviness, or a feeling of being watched. Paranormal investigators claim audio anomalies and unexplained readings, though skeptics attribute these to acoustics and stone architecture. The narrow lanes, empty homes, and a deserted temple give a sense of a village frozen in time. As night falls, the silence grows heavier, and the stories of shadows and voices feel tangible. Guides and visitors caution against wandering alone, saying the place has an unshakable, unsettling energy. From Kuldhara's silent streets, we now move east to a riverbank in Bihar, where a single nighttime photograph would spark fear, disbelief, and widespread debate. The ghost woman Selfie at Kosi River. The Kosi River in Bihar has long been associated with tragedy. Known locally as the Sorrow of Bihar, its shifting channels and floods have claimed countless lives. Local reports often describe missing persons and unidentified bodies recovered along the banks, leaving communities unsettled. Amid these real dangers, stories circulate of a more disturbing nature. Visitors taking photos along the river at night report unusual images. In one widely shared account, a group took a selfie after sunset. When reviewing the photo, they noticed a mysterious female figure in the background, a woman in dark clothing who none of them recalled seeing. Witnesses also described faint cries, whispers, and rustling sounds immediately after the photo was taken, sparking fear among nighttime travelers. Local folklore frames these events as encounters with spirits, often tied to tragic deaths near water. In South Asian tradition, restless female spirits, known as churel, appear near rivers, crossroads, and burial grounds. Such spirits are believed to linger where life ended suddenly or violently. Skeptics note that night photography can create illusions through reflections, shadows, or long shutter speeds. Uneven riverbanks, night winds, and ambient noises may also contribute to the unsettling experiences. Authorities warn that the Kosi's currents remain dangerous, with search operations periodically conducted for missing swimmers or those swept away. For those who experienced the phenomenon firsthand, however, the memory of the photo and the strange sounds remains vivid, leaving them with questions and unease. The river's mysteries seem to go beyond currents and shadows, hinting at something far more unsettling. After the unsettling selfie, witnesses report a lingering unease along the Kosi River. Some claim to hear soft footsteps along the riverbank when no one is present, or whispers drifting over the water that vanish when approached. Others describe sudden chills and the sensation of being watched, even when alone in well-lit areas near the river. Local guides and residents caution travelers about nighttime visits. They recount stories passed down for decades, tales of mysterious figures appearing on riverbanks, sudden shadows crossing paths, and unexplained sounds that fade as quickly as they arise. While some dismiss these experiences as optical illusions, imagination, or the river's ambient noises, the consistency of reports has made the site notorious among paranormal enthusiasts. Paranormal investigators visiting the river at night occasionally capture audio anomalies and photographic artifacts. Though skeptics argue these could result from long exposure, reflections, or environmental factors, the accounts continue to intrigue researchers and thrill seekers alike. Even social media photos and videos shared online often spark heated debate about what is visible or what might be hiding in plain sight. The Kosi River embodies a blend of tangible danger and unexplained phenomena. Currents, floods, and shifting banks make it hazardous, but it is the unknown presence, glimpsed in photos, heard in whispers, or felt as an oppressive chill, that keeps local legend alive. Travelers leave with a lasting sense that the river is more than a waterway. It is a place where the line between reality and the unexplained becomes blurred. Baytakhol Road. The woman still appears to drivers who don't know her story. Kuldhara village. The shadows still move in footage no skeptic has debunked. Kosi River. The woman in the photo was never identified, and she's still being seen. 3 locations across India. 3 encounters backed by witnesses who had nothing to gain and everything to lose by going public. Here's what makes these cases different. The evidence exists. The photos are real. The recordings are documented. The witnesses are named. This isn't about believing in ghosts. This is about confronting what happens when reality produces evidence that shouldn't exist. Have you been to any of these locations? Driven Baytakhol Road at night? Visited Kuldhara after sunset? Taken photos near Kosi River? Drop your experience below, especially if your camera caught something you can't explain. Share this with someone from Goa, Rajasthan, or Bihar. They'll tell you these stories are older than yesterday, but fresher than you think. Subscribe to WhisprFrame for more documented paranormal cases where the evidence can't be ignored. Because some encounters leave proof, and proof demands answers. The woman on Baytakhol Road is waiting. The shadows in Kuldhara are moving. The figure at Kosi River is watching. And somewhere, someone's camera is about to capture the next piece of evidence. Will it be yours?